If you haven't heard, I will be racing for real at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway July 5th through the 8th at the USAC Battle at the Brickyard. If you'd be interested in contributing any sponsorship to the program, be sure to head over to my Indiegogo campaign. Sponsorships over $50 before July 4th are guaranteed to have a space and your name on my card. Welcome to Watkins Glen, New York for an IMSA-style Watkins Glen 6-hour simulation race here in the GTD class, aka GT3 for the rest of the world. Driving today a Ferrari 488 for the Scuderia Corsa team. This car, in particular, won the IMSA Championship 2 years in a row in the GTD class with Antonio Balzan and Christina Nielsen behind the wheel. Now, this is a multi-class race. We've also got some LMP2 cars out there on the circuit, and throughout a 25-minute race, they will at least be coming through the GTD field once, possibly twice, because the P2 cars recently, in one of the patches, got a BOP adjustment to give them a little bit more horsepower to get them closer to their real-life DPI speeds, or LMP2 speeds, the global spec prototypes. So as you can see, GT3 racing, or GTD racing, is closely fought and kind of some argy-bargy stuff. It should be very exciting to do this today. Watkins Glen is a fantastic track, especially with these GT cars, because of the fast-flowing nature of it. So, without any further ado, let's go for 25 minutes here at the Glen. Alright, here we are, ready to go at Watkins Glen, just finishing up the formation lap. Got the real-time Acura from Pirelli World Challenge in front of me. Somebody forgot to tell him he's in the wrong race, because this is an IMSA race, the Watkins Glen 6 hours. But regardless, we're forming up here, ready to go. Got another Lamborghini in front of me, got an Acura, got a Mercedes, a couple Mercedes in this race, and I think an Aston Martin rounds out the GTD field, and then all the prototypes. So here we go, heading underneath the Verizon Bridge, ready to get underway here at Watkins Glen. Lights coming up, green flag about to come out, and I stepped on the gas a little early there, a little bit cheeky, trying to get this big run into turn one so I can send it up the inside. Can I get it done? No, I can't quite get it underneath the Mercedes. Gonna box out the Acura there on lap one. So we head up the S's. Try to get a run. Whoa, look out. Everybody had to check up there because the Aston did not get a very good run through the S's, so we'll try to get underneath him. He's in the draft of the Mercedes, but we finally got around him. Oh my God, look at this car dancing all over the place through the chicane. I managed to lose a place despite the fact that I corner cut there. Car real pushing real bad outside on the carousel. I really shouldn't have gone down a gear there. Really had to box the Acura out. Held him off there for the time being. And the key here is, David, don't drive it like a prototype, drive it like a GT car. Drive the prototypes way too much, and I kind of forget how to drive a GT car. Gotta be smooth, gotta be smooth. Roll it into the corner, David. Which we're doing now. The Lamborghini is catching up, though. As I head out of the boot for the first time, try not to get too much on that curb. That will spin you out. Thankfully, we're all right. Another big-time commitment corner right here. Got to keep it out of that curb on the outside because that will mess you up, especially in a car with traction control. As you heard, as I went over the curb on the exit of the final corner, it's just like it makes the engine not very happy, or makes the electronics not very happy, because it thinks you're about to spin out. It thinks you're losing traction because you're going over that curb, and then it's like wow, wow, wow. Yeah, it's not very fun. As I head up the S's on lap 2 here. Oh, just a little catch of the wall there, and that's going to allow the Lamborghini down to the inside. I blocked him. I shouldn't have blocked him. That was dirty, but I held him off. Try to drive a little better through the chicane this time. Not quite as good. I think I'm driving too deep in on the brakes. That was okay out of the carousel, but the Aston and the Mercedes have absolutely screwed off, and we're making more contact Well, this is going to be the contact race of contact races. And they've fallen way off, so that little bit of contact with the Acura definitely screwed them all over. And we're going to see if we can actually catch up to the front of this GT3 pack now. So they run way too wide, too much curb there. Try to counterbalance a little bit of this understeer that's kind of affecting this Ferrari. It's kind of interesting. This car in the GT3 class, in-game, mind you, not in real life, kind of is the center of a bit of controversy. Some people think that the BOP isn't very good between this car and the rest of the GT3s. It's actually the best GT3 car in the game, apparently. But, obviously, against the 120 AI, it's not quite that great when Mr. David is not the best setup work, not the best setup guy in the entire world. As we go through the S's, and here comes the Acura, so I've got to try to hold him off. Outside, inside, bump draft. Sure, why not? Down a few gears and send it off into the carousel. Easy on the throttle on the exit. Actually gained a little bit of time there. Still braking way, way too late into the first corner in the boot. This is actually such a great place to spectate. Of course, I'm going to the 6 hours of Watkins Glen this year. Went last year and said, I've got to keep going back to this race. So I'm doing that, and geez Louise, is the boot a great place to watch. Still just trying to hold off the Acura NSX behind me. Really getting that car stepping out there through that corner. Try to use a little bit more of the road there. Definitely better. Now, big understeer, big understeer. Drove it in way too deep. Gonna have to hold the Acura off. Put a big move on him down the front straightaway. And he got out on the curb there through turn one, so hopefully that'll actually hurt him a little bit in terms of the pace up the hill here. Don't hit the wall, don't hit the wall. Hit the wall. Well, yeah, you can just see the understeer real bad in this car. And I don't know how to cure that. We're going to block him again. This is the race of nasty blocks. Oh, he's going up the inside. Woo-hoo-hoo! I was trying to slow down properly for the chicane that time because I hadn't done it the whole race. And the Acura decided to be very opportunistic, let's just put it that way, into the chicane. And again, huge push. Acura not having it. Down the inside, almost got me. Mr. Eversley probably won't invite me on dinner with the racers after this performance. But we've got the Lamborghini up behind me. Still just hanging back there. Oh, with as slow as I'm driving, we're definitely going to be seeing prototypes pretty quickly. Woo-wee, that was a big slide. Thank you, Traction Control, for being the MVP of that corner. I'm just trying to get the rhythm down. Haven't got the rhythm quite right. I'm braking too late. That's really part of the problem. I'm trying to really just send the car into the corners. And if I just let it kind of glide through the center of the corner, instead of just trying to brake it all the way in, drive it like a Formula 1 car, and then just accelerate, like brakes and acceleration. GT car, you have to use the throttle pedal in a way that's not just full throttle, and here we go. Speaking of full throttle. Oh, I can't believe I held that Lamborghini off right there. That was side-by-side stuff there, wheel-to-wheel stuff, as James Hunt would say. I just kept that Lambo again, just behind me. I tried not to understeer that time, and look how much time it gained me. Kept the Lambo behind me. Down a couple gears, just nice and easy, David, nice and easy. Which I've been able to do so far. This is kind of learn as you go along. Some of these videos with cars I don't normally drive. I drive the GTE cars a ton more than I drive these GT3s. And I think it definitely shows. Ironically enough, I actually drove the GTE version of this car in one of the videos, and I did pretty well in it. I think the problem is, I guess, just the lack of grip that these cars kind of suffer versus what the GTE cars kind of suffer, or don't suffer with, which is lack of grip. As you heard, fastest lap so far, so I'm definitely kind of got it a little better here. Not quite getting through the S's all that well, and here comes the Lambo again. Incredible amounts of speed from that Lamborghini. He's going to give me a bump draft. No, he just backed out of it. Woohoo! That was a nice little run through the bus stop. Definitely the best I've gotten through there so far, as the Lamborghini takes a lunge at me on the outside. Couldn't quite hold, or couldn't quite finish the job. I'm going to roll around the center of the corner, out of the boot. I don't remember what the heel and the toe and all these are of the boot. I don't pay that much attention. I'm an American. Corner names to me are turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, and so on. Generally speaking, I don't remember corner names by their actual names. Except for at Le Mans. Then again, I've probably done thousands of laps of that track, so you memorize all the corner names when you're under those circumstances. Still just able to hold this Lambo off. Definitely figuring it out. Slowly but surely, I'm putting the laps together. As you can hear. Really getting on the throttle here, trying to catch the curbs in the right way, trying to apex properly. I'm losing so much time though. You can just see how much more speed. How are they carrying that much speed? It's like just, again, just dirty blocks on the Lambo. I'm sorry, I just had to. Now it's going to be really a pain in the butt. It's when the prototypes come through here. Ooh, there goes the Lambo, and he's lost it. He's upside down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oopsie. Well, I just killed a Lamborghini driver. And I don't see... Well, there's... Yeah, okay, the two of the cars survived, but the Lamborghini certainly did not. That was a big crash, and if this game had full course yellows, we would probably be experiencing a full course yellow right now. Unfortunately, this game does not have full course yellows, in which case we'll keep going. Okay, well. And there's the prototype. So, as if on cue, we need some more action, and the prototypes are about to provide it. And I did not get through the final corner very well. The Acura is starting to close in on me as the prototypes are absolutely flying down the main straightaway. There you go, blue flag. Now I'm going to be a bit cagey here. I'm going to take the racing line. As the P2 Ligier goes underneath me, the P2 Merrick goes underneath me. You can just see how committed the prototypes drivers are through the S's at Watkins Glen. And here comes the Acura. Is he going to be able to capitalize on a little bit of my compromised line from the P2 cars? Let's just try to hold it together here through the bus stop. Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! And he's getting compromised because he's got a P2 car passing him on the inside. I'm gonna let that P2 car pass. Got the Orica P2 car looking behind me. And he's gonna send it up the inside. We're gonna get around him. Or get away from him, I should say. And still able to maintain the gap over the Acura. And here comes another car. Another P2. Couple more P2s. Couple of Ligers. Here comes the black P2 car, the black P2 Ligier. Let him underneath. Oh boy, the Michael Shank Acura. I mean Honda. Oh, and there you go, prototype traffic. Woo-hoo-hoo! That was awfully, awfully close there, sir. You're gonna pass me on the outside. Commit to it and don't run into me. But you may have noticed I kind of outbraked myself. I kind of followed the prototype into the braking zone, and that's a big no-no when you're driving a GT car, because you simply cannot brake where the prototypes are braking. Otherwise, you're going to end up missing your braking zone and going out wide. Thankfully, I did not do that, but we've still got the Acura to deal with behind me. This is the non-prototype Acura. Oh, and we've hit. That was inevitable. There's a Lamborghini. And with 10 minutes remaining in the race, I've now fallen all the way to last. Somehow the Lamborghini is not dead. In fact, he's caught up to the back of the Acuras. So I'm trying to figure that one out. Here's another thing. I don't remember if I scheduled a mandatory pit stop or not. So we'll find out if that's going to be a thing. Or not. But we'll see. And it looks like the Lambo is fairly slow, Bo. Oh, that's not going to help me. Don't give me a penalty. Of course it did. Thankfully, I slowed down just enough to appease the game. So now we're going to try to get another shot, or take another shot at this Lambo. And he's headed off into the pits. So there you go. Question answered on that one. I guess he just has enough damage that he's going to be struggling with that. You can see my tires are getting quite worn. It's kind of the problem I had at Road America in the IndyCar. Just running right over the curb there. It's about as close to getting a penalty as you're going to get without getting one. I lose so much time through there. You can just hear the car bog down through the S's. I'm not exactly sure why it causes that, or why it does that. I'm guessing I'm bottoming out, but it doesn't seem like the rest of the AI are bottoming out. So maybe I should raise the ride height on this car. I don't know, because it was very loosely sprung. That was another thing that I found I really needed to change as I slide the car. It just didn't feel very fast. It didn't feel like it was very responsive when it first came out of the box. So it almost always feels like, especially on these really fast tracks, that you need to, tighten the springs up and get the car to try to respond a little bit better in the corners. But it still just doesn't feel quite right. Certainly feels better than it used to, though. Or better than the out-of-the-box setup. The default loose. Woohoo! That with some over-the-curb action. And again, over the exit curb that time. And down the main straightaway once again. So with 7 minutes remaining, are we going to see the prototypes again? Because at this point, I think I need to give up on the fact that we're not going to see any more GT cars. And everybody yells at me, oh, turn the AI down. Probably should. The problem is getting a balance. That's kind of the problem for these videos, is like, sometimes the AI, you can race with them at a decent pace at 120. Other times, at tracks like this, you know, 120 is way faster than you. And a lot of times it comes down to, you know, how well do I know the track? How well do I not know the track? All those things kind of factor into where do I need to set the AI for, or how do I need to set the AI up in terms of their relative pace or their relative aggression. Probably could have set the aggression down for this race, to be honest with you. Some of the moves, especially in the first sector of the lap, were a bit aggressive, I would say. Especially the Acura when he spun me going into the bus stop. I mean, ordinarily, that wouldn't be a full send corner unless you're at least 75% past the guy already. And what? Really? I'm not. What did it give me a penalty for there? I'm not entirely sure where I went off the track that was illegal there. That was a bit strange. Alright, 5 minutes to go. If we're going to see prototypes, it's got to be now. Of course, they came through us, and us being the GT cars, probably about 11 minutes through the race. So it's going to be right on that edge of whether we see the P2 cars again or not. It's just real bad understeer again. Bad understeer through the high-speed stuff. And then I'm just driving poorly in the slow-speed stuff. Again, I drove the GTE Porsche around here online against some friends of mine, and that car just has so much more grip, and it's just so much easier to drive fast on the limit than this car is. It's almost like unbelievable. This car just feels brittle. It just feels brittle. It's so hard to describe. It just feels like a porcelain vase or something. It feels like you're gonna shatter it, you know, if you push too hard. And I really missed the apex there again. Well, I guess we won't run that exit curve anymore because that's just asking for trouble. That was definitely a lot of inside curve used there. We'll see if that actually helps me up the hill. Didn't feel like I lost too many RPMs there. We're up 0.2 of a second on the last lap, according to my race logic system in the car. And I was about to say, if I don't get a corner cut for that, I'd be very surprised. And we've lost 0.3 of a second just through there alone. Yeah, the front end just washing away. And I got full downforce on the car. I tightened up the front springs. I'm just not sure what else you can really do. I mean, if I took aero off the rear as well. And then I took too much of it, and it started loosening up the car to the point where it was spinning out going into the corner. So I played with the brake bias and put some more rear wing in it, and we're still, you know, just I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm not very good at setting these cars. If you got a good Ferrari GT3 setup, let me know. Because this car just doesn't quite feel fast out of the box. There's some cars that feel fast out of the box, and some cars, you know, you kind of got to work on. And this is one of the cars you've kind of got to work on. It just, yeah, you can just see it just pushed like randomly. Like as soon as I got to the corner exit, it's like nope, into the wall you go. Very strange. And that was out braking myself, possibly as well because of the. I suspect I kind of overheated the tires as well. It's possible it's just like heating the tires up. So how do I keep the tires from getting overheated, I guess would be another question I would have. So many questions and so many answers that I'm not going to get. I'm still looking for prototypes in the rearview mirror. A little bit worried about that. Let's not get a corner cut. Which we didn't. Into the carousel. You can just see how much time I'm losing through there. Alone. Probably will get another lap. I'm guessing the prototypes have already gone through. And we'll go through at least one more time. I'm guessing they're not going to get around in a minute. So we'll come around for one more lap. Take the white flag and whatnot. Fuel should still be good. I think I fueled it for 18, 17 laps. Which I think we're going to go a lot longer, or a lot less than that in this race, as I actually am up on my best lap according to the timer in the car. And yes, here come the prototypes, so maybe I won't get another lap in. And here comes the P2 leader. Is he going to pass me? Go ahead, pass. And here comes the other car. Second place. We'll let him around. Well, I guess this is it. We did get lapped twice by the P2s. And this should be the end of the race. Which it's not. Which it's not. So I'm going to let the Orca by, which was really having a pretty good race. The Orca's really come up through the field. And is that a GT3 car? That's a GT3 car. Is that for position? That might be for position. So we need to race here. We need to get going here, because I don't know what this Mercedes is. There's no way he could be lapping me. Yeah, fast car approaching. That's a blue flag. So that is a GT3 leader about to put a lap on me. Well, that's embarrassing. How does he have that much more speed? That's unbelievable. Now here he comes. And the blue flag will go away. Yeah, I think I may have had the AI up a little too high. It may be a little bit too high. Oh, wow, unreal. I'm speechless about that. Speechless, absolutely speechless. That's super crazy. Super crazy. And now we got the two back marker Ligers coming up behind me. As I get a big understeer through there. Try to be nice about it. Let him around nice and easy. So Michael Shank car just absolutely flies by me. Same spot on the track he passed me the last time, but that time it was a lot more clean. And out of the final corner we go. Across the curbs for the final time. Take the checkered flag, one lap behind everybody in the race. Unreal. Got lapped by both the classes. So yeah, there you go. That was an interesting race. I did fuel the car for the right amount of laps, though. If I'd been a prototype, we made exactly 17 laps. Yeah, yeah, a 139. That's almost. I mean, that's just like 6 seconds off of the prototypes. So yeah, that GT3 car was, I think the Mercedes had pretty good BOP for the race today, and then you can go down through the rest of the field, and I did actually beat the Lambo, so we accomplished something. We weren't the only GT car a lap down, and we weren't last place either. I look at that as a victory. So that was GTD racing at Watkins Glen. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. I think I will do a few more races, IMSA style races at Watkins Glen, so be on the lookout for those over the next couple of days. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe for more Project Cars 2, Motorsport, IMSA videos, and we'll see you in the next video.